Alright, so we are back right into another Dragon Ball Super card game video, and this one is a back-to-back double header. If you haven't checked out the Broly Gohan deck, and as well as Lord Slug, which is, wow, this one, you're watching it. Look at you. Good job. Please go check out the other one. And if you aren't already subscribed, if you are new, I still have a list. I wouldn't say a list, it's dwindling down now as far as decks go from the ones I wanted to release for set 6, but I do have a number of them left, and well, a few of them left, and I still have to think about what I want to play for celebrations and work on that. If you are going there, and you have a suggestion for me to play, let me know. I was going to play Slug, but I was like, I don't know. I'm still very much in between. This deck is very fun, it is very good, and as soon as the set 6 dropped for the green stuff, I really wanted to play it, but then they revealed little black stuff for Tau, and I got completely turned off for any kind of hand control and destruction stuff. Like the real viable thing, I'll be real with you, is that if you're not mainboarding this guy, which you're taking a chance in not doing that, and then Tau or something else, well, mainly just Tau, I just really have a lot of Tau hate, then you're just gonna have a bad time. And the other thing is that when Cell Chain got banned, Lord Slug was kind of my next best thing, or the next best choice, and my next best deck to build, basically. So I got this, and it's mono green. It's not blue. It's not blue green, where we try to abuse Senzu Bean and try to get the 6-drop out as soon as possible. I don't really think about that. I don't really care about that too much. We don't play Assimilate because, you know, it's cute. You know, you can get the what is it, the 2-drop out pretty quickly, but then it's just like whatever. I don't really care about it. The biggest thing is Wings. The only biggest threat to that is the Gogeta Broly deck, which is the Goku Broly and Vegeta Broly, specifically the Vegeta 2-drop Broly. So if you're playing red, please play that card, because this card is pretty much the engine for this whole deck. If you take it away, the Wings, yeah, it's a little bit slower, but this and as well as a blocker really set off this deck. Now, let's kind of go through it. If you didn't know what Slug was or who he was, you're doing yourself a disfavor, because he is a green leader, and 10 on the back, or front, 50 on the back, where you choose one from your life and add it to your hand, gains crit, and you draw 2 for Awaken, and then you attack for one draw, that is, and then you place one in your drop from your hand to your drop area, and then they drop it from their hand, basically. So you neg 1, they neg 1, and as well as when you attack, you just get that back, basically. And then this is really good for pretty much the entire engine, because you want stuff into the drop. And then the front side is just good because you just swing and you just a 10 crit for no apparent reason. Yes, we only play one for furthering destruction Trompa, but this is more to end games rather than to have early aggression. I think when you focus on critical for Slug on the front side, you're doing it wrong, because that's just not the whole thing about it. That's not the goal for it. That is just part of the hand control type of thing, where if you're gonna swing, you might as well swing because you are critical, and that in itself is hand destruction, or hand control. That is. So that is really good. His abilities have been always pretty good. It's just that he didn't really have enough support, and now going to set 6, this is all the support he needs. And yes, this is not the end-all be-all final deck, but this is the deck I've been playing and the list I've been playing, because, you know, that's just me. It is similar to the one that I had way back when, just without the destruction rare and a few other different tech choices. If you haven't checked out that DBS shenanigan video, go check that out. So I'm not going to explain all of the green cards, but there are notable things here that you need to kind of understand. So obviously we have preemptive, we have shocking death ball for for removal, and as well as preventing anything crazy like chain attack or whatever. And then we have the actual Slug chain here, from the Wings, the Loyal, to Slug, to Anguilla, to the Lord Slug, to Big Slug, and of course the Ancient Destruction rare. We don't, so we'll come back to that. We don't play the 2-drop Sparking or the Life. I'm pretty sure it's the Life Piccolo, in which you 4 or less and then you take 1. But this one has saved my ass so many times. Like, this Paragus combo for any green tech is pretty much a staple, because you need, like, you just draw 2 and then you warp 1. It's better than Hoi in that matter, in which, yes, it doesn't go to drop, it does go to warp, which is pretty much useless in this deck, but you draw 2 first, and that's what's important. Plus you're going to be at 4 life pretty quickly. I don't see that ever happening or not happening. And it's just good. Overall, just really, really good. And I'm very happy that green has that support now. Would I switch it out for, or switch out something for Assimilate like Krillin? If Tau didn't exist, yes, I would be running the 2-drop Piccolo and as well as Assimilate at 3, and then that way I can have some more consistency in getting the 2-drop out as quickly as possible. But at the same time, I like it how it is, and it's all good because I love the two draw. And then we have Raffle Charge, which is a new card, which you negate the attack, you choose one of your battle cards and place a drop area, and then you do so, they have to drop one. It's just good in a lot of different situations. You only play it at 2 for an extra negate for defense, and as well as, so for them, if they have 2 cards in hand and they plan to have, I don't know, like a game anything, and that's what makes the difference, in which you can just pitch out like late game Wings or late game Anguilla, so that way you can get it back with the other Lord Slug or something else, basically like a blocker, you know, or something that's in rest mode. It's just easy to use, and at 2 it's not that big of a deal, basically. Now, as far as the tech choices, Combi Powered Piccolo, yeah, we do have small removal in Projector Strike, the Shocking Death Ball, Krillin, technically, because he ignores anything with barrier, but he still KOs 2 or less anyway. And that's pretty much it, though. But Combi's Power Piccolo is there for late game, in which you have to remove some threats, and if they're giving you a lot of different issues, you're going to want to have to play Combi's Power Piccolo. Yes, he does have double strike, he does have barrier, but it is really the biggest thing is to KO something. Kale is a good option to replace it with, but you have to KO something on your end, and that's kind of annoying. Yes, some of the stuff does come back for Slug, but you know, but it's good for draw, and as well as critical. So hey, there you go. Super 17, really good late game, because if they have a low hand, which they will with this deck, and they're at 2 life, and you go in for double strike and you have a couple of Paragus in your hand and some other stuff that doesn't really matter, like extra cards, you drop those 2, you go for this guy who can't be negated, and you just throw down some Paragus and just end the game. I've done that a couple times. I don't think I did it in the actual video, but we'll see about that. I don't. We're gonna have to see. And then Super Saiyan Goten's late game kind of card. It's a 1 of. I like it there. It's not that big of a deal. You untap 2, you draw 1. It has double strike. 25,000. Pretty damn good card in any mono green deck. I suggest for anybody to have that as an additional finisher. But the real big boy is the Titanic Ambition Lord Slug. So this guy is a EX evolve for 2. Wow. And then you choose 3 cards from their hand and drop in the area, as long as you have 3 Slug army in the area. So again, we'll come back to that, but then 1 Champa for ending the game. So here's the deal. The sequencing should go like this, is that you play the Wings turn 1, right? And hopefully they don't have red, in which ignores barrier or something, or attacks in active mode. That's why you have a couple counters as a backup. And then you have him as a blocker in case that happens as well, to attack in active mode. But the other thing is that you play him turn 1, you play him turn 2, which is why a lot of people run Assimilate, so that way you can have more consistency. But I've never had that issue, and when I did, it wasn't that big of a deal. I just awakened as soon as possible and then find him. But Wings is kind of the biggest thing here. And then right after that, you search out the Lord Slug Young again, or the Anguilla, or the Agent of Destruction. So whatever you don't have in your hand. And at 4 of each, you're gonna have something in your hand, taking life and awakening pretty early. So that's the thing, you know. And then turn 3, you should be awakened, so you draw 2, and then you should have something in your hand, like these guys or one of these in your hand, and you drop it, they drop 1, you play this guy for 3, and then you untap 1, and then play a 3 cost and play it. And the other thing is that if you are playing it right, you play this guy, they drop 1 again, and then you play you pay 1 energy if you want to tap out and play this guy from your hand, and then you swing for critical 15k, and then they choose 1 from your hand. So right then and there, you drop 1, so that's 1. You drop another, that's 2. You drop another, that's 3. So right then and there, that's 3 cards out of their hand. And turn 4, again, that's just 3 energy. Turn 4, you either can play Lord Slug Young again, depending on what deck you're going against. You can play Combi's Power Piccolo to remove something. You can play Super 17 to drop 2 more cards. You can play Lord Slug Tiny Ambition Lord Slug, and then drop 3 cards, which is just ridiculous, plus the 4th one from the leader. Or if you have 2 of them and 4 energy, you can pay 4 and drop 6 cards, 7 with the leader. Yes, you can evolve on top of him again because it says 4 or more, not a cost of 4. A lot of people do forget that, and that is absolutely insane. That's why Lord Slug, if you keep this guy out there, for those who are playing against it, you have to remember that. Yes, this does get affected by Burgos. If you do untap it, it does get affected by Dark Power and Matsane if they do have it out there. That's why you have to remove them pretty early, and as well as use double impact Krillin at any time that you can. So just remember that. Overall, that is pretty much what you need to do, and Shenron is there just in case Wings does die, so you do get that draw, and as well as gain critical for either your double striking Titan Ambition, your Super Saiyan or Super 17, no negate double striker, your whatever, you can get it critical and then go for game, right? So you can kind of see why I don't play Overrealm. I don't play the Toa because I just don't want to mess up any of the drop recursion type stuff that's going on here, and I want that Sparking 5 for the Shenron, which is ironically a little hard, a little bit difficult sometimes with this deck to get that Sparking 5 because you're getting so much stuff from the drop and doing it over and over again. So those are the things you kind of have to think about. I don't think there's really too much else to this deck. It's just that it builds up into a crazy good hand destruction deck, and the longer that the game goes, the highly likelihood that the other person does not have a hand. I want to give a shout out to Brohan because Brohan has a pretty unique Slug deck that I haven't faced personally, but I've seen him play a couple times at this point. And I really do think that there's a lot of different ways that Slug can be built, and I'm very excited to see that. But right now, this is probably one of the more solid builds that I've made for your archetype, and I'm very glad to make it because it's one of my favorite leaders, and it's one of my favorite archetypes. So there you go. And let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. Okay, so we are into a match in which this guy is playing Kurigan Mono Blue, I do believe, which technically is a pretty favorable matchup for me. Anything Mono Blue lacks anything, or lacks a lot of hand advantage, I would say. And I have a very interesting hand with 2 wings already, and then 2 4-drop Lord Slugs, and I do believe I draw into another one. But I was trying to get a wings in the first place. This is also, full disclosure, a couple cards different from the build that I just showed you, simply because I wanted to take out the Toas, and then also wanted to change up a couple ratios as well. But the one that I showed you is definitely the one, you know, which is the one that you should be playing. And that's really about it. I went ahead and played the Slug, or the wings, for 1. I went ahead and passed. I'm not really worried about charging the other wings. If you are going to go against like a Gogeta Broly deck, definitely do not charge your wings. Just charge something else like a counter or something, and then make sure to have another wings in hand because they can go ahead and remove it. They have to pay 2 in order to remove it with the Vegeta, but definitely want to go ahead and just keep one just in case. So my hand's looking a little bit weird. I can't really do anything until turn 3 technically, but he's playing this Vegito type of deck with the 4-drop Vegito, the other 4-drop Vegito, which is pretty cool, and then of course the Saiyan Duo, in which you untap 1 with the Vegeta, and then you play out the Goku for free from the deck, or the Vegeta for free from the Goku. So you went ahead and attack with 10k because they're both 10k after you play them, or they're both out here. I took it. And then Vegito comes out on top of active with 1 energy, which is pretty cool. Very cool archetype, which I hope more and more people play. Shout out to Eggman and his Universe 7 Vegeta deck. Please go check that out as well. And then he went ahead and swing with 20k. I was like, okay, cool. So I charged another wings. I'm just like, I wanted to charge another wings anyway, but I was just like, do I want to do that? Yeah, I went ahead and charged it because I don't really need it. I'm gonna go ahead and awaken, draw 2. I now have the free blocker, And then I do believe he procs off the Minutia, which is smart because he can just drop it and then get the legs, which he did. I don't think I really have too many other plays, but I did want to go ahead and have him drop a card anyway, because all my stuff just 4 drops. Didn't see a 2-drop, which, yes, I get it. That's why people play Assimilate. But I went ahead and warped out one of the Krillins because I don't think I'm going to need it, and then combo 25 with his or against his 20k Vegito. But I can play the Lord Slug for 2 since Wings is out. Make him drop 1 because he already wasted 2 cards to combo out, and then swing into the Vegito. And then I was looking for something to combo, which went ahead and combo the Shenron just in case he wanted to be cheeky and combo 1 card out. Would have to combo 2, and I'll further control his hand a little bit. He's playing the Phantom Plane Cannon, which is obvious, you know. If you're playing Mono Blue Huracan, that's probably gonna be one of the #1 things to play. Looks like he's just attacking just so he can get the draw, which is okay. And then now just 10k. Nothing too exciting. So I have a couple of different things to do. I didn't really have another target to actually drop, but now I do, because now he's putting on top of the deck with the Tapion and get 2 cards, which is okay. So swinging from Tapion to leader, 15 to 15. Thinking something to combo, so I just combo out the Toa, and then what's going to happen now is going to draw into the 3-drop. Didn't want to charge the 17 just so I can have another win con there. Drop the Destruction Rare Slug, so that way I can play him out, which is super strong. Like, honestly, a 20k for free and untap 1, like, that's just crazy. So now he's gonna go ahead and drop 1, made him drop another, so those 2 cards are ready. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and swing into the Tapion. Don't want to give him another card, so that's pretty much the best thing to do in my opinion. And then what I usually do is just pass, because now he's gonna draw into 4 cards. He's gonna have to charge 1. I'm like, I really don't know. He might skip. I think he might skip here. I don't know if he skips this one or the next one. Yeah, I don't think he would. So charge. Now he's at 3. Now he has to pitch 1 to draw 2, which he can, which he will. Obviously, I say no gates. There's nothing I need to do there. I can. He has to pitch a battle card, by the way. I was just clearing that out. And then the other part of it is that it pitches the super combo, which he must have something good in his hand. And yeah, I could just, you know, Raffle Charge and then KO the blocker, so that way he pitches 1. But what I'm going to do here is actually go ahead and EX Evolve on top. I was just thinking, but he has 3 cards, so there's not really much to think. I think I was just seeing if I wanted to play another Lower Slug, but I don't know if I have any targets, so I went ahead and make him drop all 3. Since I choose all 3. I dropped the Raffle Charge because it doesn't really matter here. Go ahead and swing. Draw into the preemptive, which is appropriate because I do have 2 energy, but I went ahead and used the leader, so that way he drops that. I say no combo, and of course I'm going to swing. He's going to go ahead and block. He's going to fend for himself there, which I'm going to go ahead and pass. So he's now at 1 card. I did quite a bit of damage not only to his hand but also his life, forcing him to skip charge. It's going to go and awaken, make me put 1 on top, which I'm probably going to put the Super 17 on top. So I'm going to go ahead and KO him, put it on top, and then that's it. Now he's at 1 card. Draw us one for that. And now you might guess what I'm going to do here. And go ahead and say no charge. So there's a couple choices, but I'm going to go ahead and use this to drop one. And then of course make him drop the other with my ability. And then swing the leader, so I get the draw, make him go down to 2, and then swing. I was like, why not just use that? Also, I misplayed here and should have used the destruction rare ability and used 1 energy instead of 2, but didn't really matter. I just wanted to go ahead and end it since he was a 2-drop anyway. But yeah, there you go. We're just talking through how nasty it is, and he is, but overall, let me know what you think about the deck and the sequencing. Probably not the best as far as plays go, but I know there's a few things that could change, but right now I'm pretty comfortable with this list, minus the Toas, and I'm very curious to see what other people's lists are as well. So definitely subscribe if you're new, like, dislike, comment, all the stuff I just talked about below. I'll see you in the next one. Later.